Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. Another big sort of bombshell has hit the UFO community. Some time ago, we covered two separate stories about the Travis Walton famous alien abduction case. The first story was that Mike Rogers, his one-time partner and brother-in-law to Travis Walton, interesting that the people perpetrating this hoax are all basically related. Well, many of them are. Some of them are, I should say. So Mike Rogers did an interview with someone who, in that interview, admitted how they faked the whole event. And it's an interesting story because Mike Rogers and Travis Walton apparently conspired together to create the hoax, but they didn't let the other people who became witnesses in on their hoax. And Mike Rogers detailed how they used a fire tower off in the distance where they were doing this logging work, and they lit it up, and it just so happened to have a spotlight with different colored gels, including the blue gel. So this aligns with the original story. Travis was supposedly hit with a blue beam that knocked him back. And it's a very interesting story. So essentially, it appears, based on all the available evidence now, that Mike Rogers and Travis Walton concocted this hoax and this basically tricked the other members of the logging team and didn't let them in on the hoax, or apparently a lot of the money that was made from the hoax. And apparently Mike Rogers got pissed off because Travis Walton was making a deal for a new movie or documentary or something like that and didn't cut him in on the money. Suddenly, then, Mike Rogers and Travis Walton apparently talked and made nice, and then Rogers retracted his claim that it was all a hoax, and apparently he was paid off, allegedly, by Travis Walton to keep the story going, which, by the way, it's been like 50 years this story has been going. It's crazy. So kudos to them for keeping a fake story and a hoax going, and kudos to Travis Walton, who made a literal career. Some say he's made hundreds of thousands of dollars out of this story: book deals, TV show deals, documentary deals, some new deals in the works, a blockbuster Hollywood movie, Lifetime. There's so many UFO conventions where Travis Walton goes and sells his books and his bullshit, and you can take a picture with him. That's extra. It's $50 to take a picture with him. Okay. So he's made a career out of this complete and total fraud, this complete and total hoax. So then the next story we covered is that Mike Rogers apparently died recently and summoned his daughter and his children to his bedside as he lay dying, and once again declared that it was all a hoax that they created for money. Now, this is the third story we're going to be covering that pretty much blows this all out of the water. By the way, I really do think that we'll cut this all into a 1 hour quick explanation. I get it. People want the quick version. So now there is another member of the logging crew who has recently come out and said it was all a hoax, and they fooled even me. They lied about many things. They embellished, and there's many things in the books and the documentaries and the movie that never happened. I was a witness to all of it, essentially confirming the Mike Rogers deathbed confession that this was all a hoax, created for money. Imagine that. So I've got some things to put on the record so that we get our facts straight. We'll take a moment to welcome in the live chat, whether you're chatting on our main YouTube hub or on Facebook or Twitter or Twitch or Kick. Welcome into all the live chatters. I'll be taking your comments and questions. Oh, look at that. Wait a minute. I've already got some things to call out. Let's call out the big supporters before we even begin. Trolly Troll with one for the goal. Kino Casino polled their chat whether or not the SP wears diapers, and 92 responded in the affirmative. It really, I don't know what's going on with him. For those unaware, Darkside Phil recently I guess he stood up and he was wearing shorts, but he looked like he had a load of shit in the shorts, and he looks like he's wearing diapers under the shorts. I don't know what's going on. And we'll take a moment also to do this. We got to change. I have to change my theme here so that we can properly praise the cash without me getting yelled at for using a horn everybody hates in the in the live show. Thank you, Trolly Troll Troll, longtime show supporter. By the way, we're a viewer supported show. I read every single super chat. We thank every person for supporting, whether you're supporting us on Kick or YouTube or sending a PayPal pledge, buy me a coffee. I read them all. So don't be shy. Please support good content creators and praise the cash, Trolly Troll Troll.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
All right, and we've got another one. Dr. Gusica with $2. Wishing you health, wealth, and happiness, Stephen. Well, right back at you, and God bless you for your kindness, generosity, and support, and excellent comments in the live chat. Dr. Gusica supporting the show with a kind and generous $2 Canadian.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
I'll take your $2 Canadian, Dr. Gusica, but what I will not take is Canadian bacon. It's just shitty ham. It's Canadian bacon is not bacon. It's fake, Dr. Gusica. But praise the cash and thank you for your kindness. And then we've got Jacob de Jong from the Netherlands has been a member for 22 months. 22 months of supporting the show by being a YouTube channel member. Big support from Jacob de Jong from the Netherlands.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
Now we'll get to my comments. We have to keep this stuff straight, especially when you're accusing people of being lying scumbags who defrauded the public for decades. They get upset. They send me angry lawyer letters. They threaten to sue me if I don't shut up, but I've not shut up yet. So, but we like to get our facts straight. So I'd like to begin with a quick introduction. The Travis Walton case is one of the most famous and controversial alleged alien abduction stories in all of UFO history. It occurred, allegedly, on November 5th, 1975, near Snowflake, Arizona, in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest. The core story is that Travis Walton, who was then 22, was working as a logger with a six-man crew, led by his close friend and who would come to be his future brother-in-law, Mike Rogers. Apparently, not long after this event, Travis Walton married Mike Rogers' sister. So the story goes that while driving home after work in Rogers' truck, the men saw a bright light through the trees. Now, remember, they're in the middle of the forest, cutting down trees and working on a logging contract. They stopped, approached a clearing, and saw a large glowing disc-shaped craft hovering about 15 to 30 meters, roughly 50 to 100 feet away. Apparently, it was emitting a high-pitched mechanical sound. Walton got out and walked towards it. According to the crew, who stayed in the truck, a bright blue-green beam of light shot from the craft, striking Walton and throwing him backward roughly 20 to 30 feet, 6 to 9 meters. The crew then panicked, believing that he was dead or had gotten electrocuted somehow, and fled in the truck. They reported the incident to Navajo County Sheriff's Office, and Walton vanished, or at least he appeared to. Intensive searches followed over the next 5 days. Police and the public initially suspected the crew of somehow murdering Walton. No body or evidence of violence was found at that point in time. On November 10th, Walton reappeared, very disorientated and dehydrated near a highway in Heber, Arizona. He claimed he had been abducted aboard a spacecraft. And in his account, he awoke in a hospital-like room on the craft, observed by three short, about 5 feet or 1.5 meter tall, bald, large-headed, large-eyed humanoid beings with small features. His description of the aliens that he encounters is often compared to the Greys. Travis Walton claims that he fought them but was subdued, then encountered a taller, human-like figure wearing a helmet, and blacked out after a mask was placed over his face, and he woke up walking along the road as the craft departed over his head. He has claimed for decades now that he had little memory of the full 5 days. But of course, he's added little details and things he claims he suddenly remembered throughout the years of working UFO conventions as people tired of his original story. Fire in the Sky, a blockbuster Hollywood film which added fictional horror elements not in Walton's account, was soon created. And it's worth noting about the controversies concerning the polygraphs. The 6 crew members underwent polygraphs primarily by Arizona Department of Public Safety examiner Cy Gilson, and to check if they had harmed or murdered Travis Walton. 5 were deemed truthful about seeing a UFO and not injuring him. 1, Alan Dallas, his test was inconclusive. Walton and his brother Dwayne took a secret polygraph arranged by the National Enquirer with examiner John McCarthy. McCarthy concluded that Walton showed gross deception and was attempting to beat the test, that is, by holding his breath and other methods observed by the examiner. The examiner, John McCarthy, called it the clearest case of lying he had seen in 20 years and suggested that the whole story was a complete and total hoax. Later tests, some arranged by UFO groups or for the movie, produced mixed or favorable results for supporters. Critics, including skeptic Philip Klass, argued tests were poorly administered, results were cherry-picked, and Walton used countermeasures. In 2008, on the Fox game show The Moment of Truth, Walton answered yes when he was asked if he was abducted by a UFO. The polygraph determined that his answer was deceptive, so he failed a lie detector test on national television. We've played that clip here in our previous coverage. It's important to note that polygraphs are not admissible in court and are scientifically unreliable for proving truth. But I still believe they're a good investigative tool in the right hands with a good examiner. But also important to note that both sides, the believer and the skeptic sides, have used selective results to support their positions. Recent revelations and hoax claims, it's important that we talk about those. The case has long faced hoax allegations, often tied to motives like the logging crew being behind schedule on a U.S. Forest Service contract. An act of God disappearance could excuse their delays, and prior UFO interest by Walton and Rogers. They were both big fans of UFOs and aliens before this event allegedly took place. They had reportedly discussed UFOs and even watched an abduction-themed TV movie the night before, and that was on the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case. I find that incredibly suspicious. And then there's some key recent developments, like Mike Rogers, the crew leader and longtime friend of Walton. In March 2021, Rogers posted on Facebook that he was, quote, no longer to be considered a witness to Travis C. Walton's supposed abduction. He cited personal anger over Walton allegedly hiding details of a potential movie remake from him, and he stated he no longer believed that Walton was being honest, now or in the past. In a secretly recorded April 30th, 2021 phone call with a filmmaker, which was released publicly July of 2021, Mike Rogers described discussing a UFO hoax with Walton beforehand. He said the event was all deliberate. It was all a staged thing. The UFO wasn't real, although it looked real. And he mentioned Travis's brother Dwayne helping. Rogers later retracted those statements, claiming manipulation or misunderstanding in the call. He reconciled with Walton, some say after the money situation was resolved, and issued an apology for his negative comments about Walton. And that brings us to more recent times. Mike Rogers' deathbed confession in February 2026. Mike Rogers died on February 6, 2026. His daughter, Michelle, publicly posted that her father summoned her to his deathbed and confessed completely that the 1975 incident was a hoax he helped stage. She stated that it was the start of multiple hoaxes he carried out, including claims that he was somehow involved in the 1997 Phoenix Lights event and that he also hoaxed crop circles. She expressed intent to confess and apologize on his behalf. And this brings us up to the subject of today. Steve Pierce, the youngest crew member at the time, Pierce has publicly stated in recent years, including emotional social media posts around 2020, between 2025 and 2026, that the event was a complete and total fabricated hoax, orchestrated primarily by Walton and Rogers, with Rogers as the mastermind of the hoax. He referenced prior conversations with Rogers and the deathbed confession relayed by Rogers' family. Pierce described years of trauma, ruined relationships, and backlash that he suffered from the story, claiming the lie devastated his lives and the lives of many. He said the incident involved a staged effect, including a fire lookout tower and a spotlight. These admissions from the two original 7 men, Rogers via direct statements and family, and Pierce, represent significant cracks in the eyewitness testimony that was once used to bolster the case's credibility. After all, people would say, Travis Walton's story is real. 5 people saw the aliens take him into the spaceship. And of course, people embellish and new details get added with each retelling of the story. And then there's the deafening silence from Travis Walton. He's consistently maintained that the abduction was real for nearly 50 years. He's appeared on podcasts, including Joe Rogan in 2021. He's appeared at hundreds, some say thousands of UFO conferences, and promoted his stories through books, a movie, and his own public live events. So no public records show any detailed point-by-point rebuttal from Walton, specifically addressing Rogers' 2021 taped statements or 2026 deathbed claims relayed by Rogers' family. And Travis Walton generally frames any skepticism and disputes as personal conflicts, misunderstandings, or attacks by those debunkers. And to this day, he stands by his account. Now, of course, I think he has a profit-driven motive to keep lying. So the Travis Walton case remains very decisive. He still has supporters, some of them in the live chat earlier, calling me retarded, who emphasized the multiple consistent eyewitnesses at the time, so-called past polygraph, and Walton's unchanged core story. There's problems with all that. His story has changed many, many times. He's added new details, had new recovered memories, and more as he needed more material to talk about at UFO conventions. But skeptics like me have highlighted the failed polygraphs, the financial publicity motives, their prior UFO fascination, the many, many inconsistencies, and the now direct admissions from key participants in the event, like Rogers and Pierce. There was never any physical evidence of the craft or abduction that has ever been produced. And it continues to be debated in UFO circles by believers and skeptics alike. However, I think that we should go by the preponderance of the evidence, and it would appear that the preponderance of the evidence, 2 key witnesses recanting and basically regretting ever lying to the public and helping Travis Walton sell the story, I believe that the story is basically dead in the water at this point. We'll take a moment to recognize a kind and generous benefactor, Jacob de Jong from the Netherlands. Not only has he been a big supporter for 22 months, but now he's helping expand our Truth Seekers members only section here. And by the way, this is a good time for me to do that pitch, Jacob de Jong. If you're not already, please smash the subscribe button. It's a huge boost to our channel, really does help us out. And if not for that reason, you should do it for selfish reasons, because if you smash the subscribe button, you could win one of these free gifted memberships when a kind and generous benefactor like Jacob de Jong gifts these memberships. But you must be in the live chat and be a subscriber. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit it, because if anybody else gifts these memberships, you could win one. YouTube randomly distributes these gifted memberships, free memberships, to people who are in the live chat but not yet members but are subscribers. So smash that subscribe button, huge boost to our channel, and you could win a free gifted membership of $5 value. Hey brother, can you spare $5, right? Thank you, Jacob de Jong, for your kindness, generosity, and big support of the show. Much appreciated.
Praise the gas, praise the gas, praise the gas.
Praise the cash and thank you, Jacob De Jong, and all of our supporters. And I suppose I got to go over and check in on the Kick Chat. We'll do that, and then we'll get started with our main presentation. We have the video, which details the latest. One second. Okay. Also, interesting news. I just want to make an announcement. It would appear that we have a big guest coming up next week, and that would be one Gabe Hoffman. If you're not familiar with him, he's apparently the Mossad agent that is filming or funding my CIA and disinformation contract. So stupid. He's an incredible filmmaker, and lately have become a sort of a locale. What do you call that? An A-logger. He has become a locale A-logger, and I just think this is funny. So Tuesday, July 7th, we're going to have Gabe Hoffman here talking about Ethan Ralph and David Schurter and his Mossad job, yeah. Don't believe the hype, right? So big. It's going to be Tuesday, July 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you don't want to miss this one. This is going to be a good one. So many rumors about this guy. We're going to drill down. We're going to make him prove that he is not, in fact, a CIA or Mossad agent. He's like the boogeyman. Everybody blames him for shit. Like if somebody's ripping apart a scammer on the internet, the scammers say, "Oh, that guy's Steve Cambion or Terry Joyce are hidden in plain sight. They're funded by this guy, Gabe Hoffman. He's a Mossad agent, and he's paying them from the Jew money." Or I don't know. It's so stupid. But make sure you tune in for that, not to be missed. And we want to thank Anime Chris for $5, one for the goal. Praise the cash. Be a member. Steven has some great members only content. Yeah, you people that love the cabin stuff. All the cabin content is members only, because I try to make more members videos, but I don't know what to do. Like outside of this, the only thing interesting I do is build these cabins and do like sort of prepping building apocalypse cabins and survival stuff. I share some of that, but there's also stuff about the show like behind the scenes. But thank you, Anime Chris, who's a big show supporter, making it rain up in here. All right, we are praising it, and I will take a moment. I apologize, I'm behind in the kick. We got to check in with the kick guys and the activity feed over there and see how are we doing. Nothing to call out, so not much has changed, right? Now all the nutters, the Jolly says, "Oh no, now all the nutters will definitely think Steve is a glowy." Yeah, careful, Steve, says Pig Monster. That clown is going to shake you down for money. Well, I start busting his balls lately. I'm shaking him down, like I'm telling him that lunch is $12. I told him lunch was $12 today. He's like, what are you talking about, $12? I'm like, yeah. Nothing in life. There's no such thing as free lunch. So lunch today will be $12. Go get it out of your bank or something. And then he's taking snacks and drinks. So I tell him that's $2. All right, we're gonna get to the video, which is important because this clearly establishes that now two different people that were directly involved in the hoax are saying it was a hoax. Now, I'm sure retarded people are still going to argue with me, but I don't really feel like arguing with stupid people. If you think that two original witnesses are just for no reason saying this was a complete and total hoax, okay, and I get it that people really, truly want to believe. They absolutely want to believe, right? Oh yeah, I didn't realize we were going to have Gabe Hoffman tomorrow, but it's not a good idea to have Gabe Hoffman at the same time that certain other people are streaming. So Wow, Blue Shift Radio. If you forage, something about a variety of trash bags. Travis is a stinky one leaking brownish liquid that will rip apart if you pick it up and spill shit all over the shop. Yeah, I guess. All right, let's get to the video now, friends. And I'm all caught up. I'm looking at the Kick chat. So we'll call out any Kick support. We're really light this month on the. I'm going to turn into Dark Side Phil. I'm going to turn that Kick feed off, you Kick brokies. We're at about half the level of support we usually are, and that upsets me because that Kick extra check is really nice. But you guys let me down. Kick brokies couldn't. I don't know. They've just been throwing pennies at me mostly all month, right? I know what we got. We have to do Kick only shows. They like the Kick only shows. They support those, but I don't have time, right? I'm very busy. I got these kids all day. By the way, I don't know how anybody survives being a stay-at-home mom or dad. I'm about ready to go ape shit because 8-10 hours a day I get to listen to nonsense like cartoons and why do they always pick the screamiest, most annoying shit to watch, right? And I try to tone it out. I really do. I got earbuds and I just listen to music, and my children take over the living room and the TV playing stupid games like Roblox. I call it Dork Blocks. And oh God, I can't wait for summer to be over already. And normally I am not that way, but let's get into the video. Enough about my personal trauma.
All right. My name is Cody Crow. Welcome to Crow's Fact or Fiction podcast. Today we have.
And by the way, I haven't put this link in the description of the video, but I will before the end of the broadcast. And I'll also include our 2 previous videos on Travis Walton. Looks like we'll have a nice compilation destroying the hoax mythology of Travis Walton. It really was one of the biggest cases. People always talked about it, like even in skeptic circles, a lot of skeptics were like, well, there is 5 witnesses to that happening. They all said they saw a flying saucer and a blue beam of light. Well, turns out it was a fire tower lit up and spotlight.
I have a really special guest, Steve Pierce, who you might know from.
And of course, this is Steve Pierce. He was the youngest member of the logging crew. And one of the things I found interesting about this specific interview is he basically says he was high as shit during the whole event. And previously, all these guys were asked if they were on any drugs during the event, and they all said no. But I guess he's getting older now, and he really doesn't care. Guy's a big fan of cannabis. God bless him, right?
Travis Walton abduction story. They did a movie called Fire in the Sky. They also did.
And by the way, we're going to cite fair use. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public and critiquing the video that we are sharing. I don't think this gentleman will mind, but we just want to put that out there. So this is fair use. Totally okay. I'm going to be providing commentary. I'm going to be sharing your comments on the screen. So if you want to help me make it a transformative work, put your comments that you want me to share on the screen in all capital letters as we go through the video.
An episode from Paranormal Witness, and Travis has written some books about it. Of course, everybody knows this story, but recent evidence has come to light regarding something that we need to talk about. And I'm so glad to have Steve Pierce here on my podcast. Steve, welcome.
And by the way, I'm going to try to get him as a guest.
Thank you for having me. It's been a long time.
It has been. We've known each other.
I haven't seen you since
because one of the things that kind of bothered me about this interview is he kept promising to reveal more on the next episode with this show host, which, I get it. It's a podcast world. You gotta space it out. You can't put it all in one video. He could have put it all in one video. Seems like he's teasing, this Steve Pierce guy is teasing more revelations and more stuff to expose Travis Walton during this interview. He went like most of the way, but not all the way here.
For dinner.
Yeah, right. I remember that too, like it was just yesterday. That was in Idaho Falls, right?
Yeah.
That's a good idea, actually.
And everything else. Your whole family was
That's a
there.
good idea,
Yeah,
troll. Just build a tree house way up in the woods and light it up, put some spotlights on it. I could do that.
Mike Rogers recently admitting that this was a hoax on his deathbed has probably got you, I really just kind of want to get into that and see what your initial reaction was, how you feel, and, what you experienced from your point of view that night. So, Steve, I'll let you have the floor. You go ahead and just tell us
Oh, thanks,
everything
Anime
about
Chris. He
what,
liked the Lost Cities.
you know, like how you feel
series.
about all this.
But Mike's passing.
Mike's passing him.
I felt
yeah.
bad that he died.
Right.
Mike was the mastermind behind
It's driving me crazy, Patty. I got to figure out something to do.
A year and a half ago, when we were talking, it might have been 2 years now, but anyway, when we were talking, he told me the truth. He told me that that him and Travis set it all up, and
So Mike Rogers told this witness that they faked it all and
Travis
fooled the
was in a
guys.
cabin for 5 days when they were missing. You know, people. A woman named Charlie Weiser thinks it was the tower that
Travis was hiding in a
he was
cabin in the woods for the 5
but
days he was missing,
that's not true,
apparently.
because, okay, Monday, this was the first time that all of us ever drove in the truck at the same time. You know, because before that, a week before that, everybody drove out
5 guys in a truck
because nobody wanted to hang out with Mike and Travis, and so it was Monday. It was a brand new crew. Mike disappeared on Monday evening. Tuesday evening, he disappeared. Wednesday evening, he disappeared. And Wednesday evening, he came back and said that we had to work until dark. So we worked.
Good idea, Dr.
Goose. That was the first time
I might steal that for Grift Week.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know, people say, I believe.
I agree, propaganda.
I do too. I mean, I know we all do. You know, there's definitely
witness testimony is not very good.
I believe there's something else.
Many people have been convicted of crimes that had nothing to do with them, and DNA later exonerated them.
About
Walker Crackhead Ranger.
You know,
he's a good old boy.
Fire in the Sky. I think this was all because, okay, in '76, we're all over the internet, right? I'm not internet. They didn't have the internet back then. We're all over the tabloids.
Yeah, right. Hiding in the woods, doing some acid. Probably it was the '70s.
National Star.
All over the news.
Yeah, when we were on the news.
Yeah, another UFO legend bites the dust, Plan B.
In '77, National Enquirer had to have something else to talk about, so they brung out aliens in Roswell, and that's who started the alien invasion in Roswell. Was a magazine.
Yeah, and they were very much present there during the whole Travis Walton thing. They were the first ones to interview him, and I think they gave him a polygraph test.
Yeah, big Roswell supporters.
They were there.
Yeah.
You know, the night this happened, I never thought about it until years later when I came out. At the time, I really didn't.
We want to take a moment to thank a kind and generous benefactor, Craig Shepard, 1845 with $2 for the goal. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
Praise the cash. Hallelujah, my friends. It's summertime, and we've got to praise the cash harder than ever to compete with the summer slump. It is upon us. For those unaware, every year, the first couple of years doing this, it really scared me, but I've come to accept that summertime, the views just drop. Everybody is outside doing stuff, and I'm so glad for all of you who are still tuning in. Tune in at night, right? When you're done your shit, right? Do the outdoor activities during the day, right? Thank you, Craig Shepard, for your kindness, generosity, and support. Money well spent. That is. I'm glad you feel that way.
I was so upset at what happened. But the night it happened, me, John Gillette, and Dwayne Smith, we came back to Snowflake in Mike's truck.
Yet another abduction found to be a hoax.
John took the truck to Mike's house, and I got out of
it was the machine elves.
And walked home. Well, I went home and told my mom what happened, and I went outside. Yeah, smoked a joint. Calmed my nerves down. And this guy drove by, and he stopped, and I put out the joint, of course, because back then you go to prison for that shit. Well, anyway, I walked up to him and asked him.
Yeah, I don't blame
It was
you.
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
It's
in the
been
morning.
brutal
Might
here.
have been later than that. I'm not sure what time we got back.
Even at the cabin, it's going to be
But,
98 or something this weekend, and that's
I
rare.
gotta get the
It's never
time
that
right. Everybody
hot
can
at the
talk to
cabin.
me here.
Mountain air. you know?
Hey, his time's wrong. Oh, he stuttered. He looked different. Don't you love it when they watch your show and they try to analyze you?
Oh, I know, and I've seen that too. Like on your Facebook, like there's so many people attacking you, and I'm
Until the
like,
dono
it's
money
not
dried
Steve
up.
that's
Yeah.
saying this. It's Mike Rogers' confession on his deathbed that all of this was a hoax. So it's like, yeah, people. I
Yeah,
guess they
it's
think maybe
brutal.
they just know everything about
I
everything.
mean, I got air,
Yeah,
so I don't
you'd be
mind it
surprised
too
how many
much.
people out there know about this more than I do.
Yeah, right.
Like
But then you got to pay for your comfort,
like you were there or something,
Yeah. So how did you initially feel when Mike's family came out and said all of this was a hoax? What was your initial thought and your first reaction?
And this is interesting.
I wasn't surprised. Mike said he was going to do it.
Yeah,
When he told me,
and by the way, he told this person previous to going public about it. But I just want to be clear so we understand how the hoax works. The hoax was Travis Walton and Mike Rogers coordinated together to fool the other guys on the logging crew, which is kind of brilliant because then they'd have people that saw the UFO and saw the beam of light hit Travis Walton. And the other people involved didn't know that these guys, Mike Rogers, Travis Walton, and Travis Walton's brother, apparently or allegedly, were all in on creating the hoax. And not only would they fool the public, they've even fooled these members of the logging crew who would become witnesses. They told the police they saw what appeared to be a craft in the sky and a blue beam and all of this stuff. They did not know for years and years and years that they were also fooled, and then they were manipulated and used to become witnesses to bolster the story. But it was only Mike Rogers and Travis Walton that were making money off of the story. And allegedly, Travis Walton has had to cut Mike Rogers in and pay him off to keep his mouth shut about the hoax the entire time. Travis Walton is sort of the front man, but apparently or allegedly, Mike Rogers was the mastermind who came up with the method to make this hoax. And apparently he's been involved in faking other UFO or alien events. So, people are being very critical of some of these guys like this guy, but it's not their fault. They were manipulated into helping sell the hoax unknowingly. They did not know it was a hoax.
About the cabin, and he told me about a few other things that we won't get into this episode.
Yeah,
Right?
and he doesn't look
one.
anybody in the eye. That much I can tell you. Won't look people in the eye.
Mike told me he
Sure
was
sign
at
of a
the cabin
liar.
twice. Okay. The first time I was.
And it won't be too bad. I'll be at the lake swimming, or there's a pool. There's a pool.
The second time, that's when he
go in the pool.
The deputy sheriff. Or
We always find a way to cool off, even if it's just a sprinkler.
To the cabin to tell his mom that Travis was missing. Well, Mike, when he used to tell me the story, he would say, he took the cops to Travis's mom's house. Well, Travis' mom lived in Snowflake.
Nobody said that, but that's an interesting. By the way, I should put that on the record. Area 52, Chris Ramsey, garbage peddling scumbag, UFO promoting, profiteering dickhead, now is starting a whole series of videos with Travis Walton and Bob Lazar. And, look, if you want to sell videos of Travis Walton and Bob Lazar talking to each other, that's fine. But isn't it a scummy move to not mention all of the information we've given you here? That the Travis Walton case is a complete and total hoax? And isn't it a scumbag move to not mention to your viewers, oh, by the way, Bob Lazar is not a real scientist. He's a convicted pimp fake scientist who lied about his education, lied about his work history, lied about being a scientist. No, he's just running to YouTube to sell these two now proven hoaxers. Two proven hoaxers talking about aliens together. Great. Well, maybe it's relevant that they're both frauds and have been caught faking shit and lying to the public for decades. before you run, Chris Ramsey, Area 52 jerk off. Before you run, and by the way, I'm sure he's paying those two, right? They're going to get their cut of the scam money, right? Area 52, Chris Ramsey is a scammer and a hoax promoting dickhead. There, I said it, right? And of course, this is all sacrilege. You're not allowed to say these things, right? And that's when they start, oh, he's a disinformation, he's a CIA disinformation agent. No, I know how to use Google and actually research the claims being made and get to the real truth. And the real truth is both Bob Lazar and Travis Walton are scumbag profiteering whores that made their stories up for money. And we have confirmation, including witnesses in the Travis Walton case and a deathbed confession that this is the case. It was all a fake story made up to make money. And make money they did.
Weiser.
Shout out to Charlie Weiser. She busted a lot of this.
She thinks it's the tower that Travis was in for 5 days. It's impossible because
they just pulled Papoose Lake. Yes.
Gillespie went over there and asked him if he was there that night. And he said he left at 5 o'clock. So everything's at 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? Right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know. So, you know, at first I believed it.
Mike Vining.
You know, for the first 5 days. And then when Travis came back, I didn't see him for a little while. But once I did see Travis, he couldn't stare me.
Prior UFO interest.
He can't stare anybody in the face.
The night before he got abducted by aliens, he was watching an alien abduction movie on
friend
TV.
Devin actually pointed that out to me last
night. That's a red flag.
Down or looking away.
Yeah. Yeah. So he could, you know, to me, you can't look somebody in the eye.
He looks like Ralph, old man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was telling him that, you know, I don't think we went back to the right place. And I've been saying that for years. And he said, "Oh yeah, we went. You were 17. How would you know? You know." Well, I grew up in Arizona.
Gaslight him.
You know, my dad was the Great White Hunter, and so they would never believe me. And then when the first book came out, the little one,
the Walton Experience was the first book.
Said I was crying and everything, and I said, "This isn't true." Well, it's in the book. So for 30 years, this dude. My uncle would tease me about bawling, crying. And so after paranormal, when
I don't know about that story.
My first conference was 11/11/11. That was the first time I saw Travis.
I remember that conference.
And, David Sinnett. Rest in peace, bro. Mm-hmm. But
all these old scammers are all
where was I?
Near death, you know, getting old.
So we're talking about the convention where you first saw Travis at finally after all those years.
Oh,
because you hadn't seen him for a long time up until that point.
He has no fact from fiction. Too many drugs.
It was from 76 to 2011.
Oh, he's a Canadian scammer. I never knew that. I know he's also a magician and a bad one. He's a terrible magician too. He sucks. He does like card tricks.
75.
Dumb shit.
When I first saw him.
Mm-hmm.
And he still can't.
I would wipe the floor with him. Right. Nobody that does card tricks can beat me in a magic off. He sucks.
There's no love lost between me and Travis.
When I was a magician, I only did 2 card tricks per show, and they were 2 incredibly great card tricks. The guys that all they do is card tricks, they suck. They bore the shit out of people. Like, it used to fascinate me, like, because everybody thinks they're good enough at doing card tricks that they can entertain an audience for an hour or even 2 hours. I've seen guys do 2 hours with nothing but a deck of cards. I'm sorry, you're not good enough to do that. No, very few. There's few guys on planet Earth that are good enough to do that. And you're not one of them. But everybody thinks they're one of them. I learned a long time ago, you know, also not to get too greedy with a certain kind of magic. Like, I wouldn't do dove magic for an hour straight. You do it for, 10 minutes, So I don't know. I'm not a fan of card guys who just do card tricks and dumb shit like that. Magic's supposed to be a visual art. I always did very visual things like floating lights and floating fire and stuff. And, other magicians thought I was a maniac or crazy, and they would always try to quietly discourage me from some of the stuff that I did that was great. Like, oh, that fire stuff, you can't do that. The fire marshal won't let you do that. I just did it. I never asked permission. And if somebody said something, one time a guy from like a local volunteer fire department came up to me after a show and he's like, you need permits to use fire on indoors like you're doing. And I go, oh, that's not real fire. And the guy went, it's not? And I go, no, it's all an illusion. It's not real fire, but I can't reveal how I do it, but it's not real fire. And the guy just went, oh, okay. And walked away. And I just laughed to myself. Yeah, it was real fire.
He's pissed off about a couple of things I did.
Yeah, these guys are all pissed at each other for fucking up the money train.
You probably know the story.
Oh yeah, I do. And that's the thing though, is Travis and Mike, did this at your guys' expense all these years, and you guys were the ones that were really, because I always, I did believe it too for several years, and then I thought if this was a hoax, then one or two people had to be in on it, and then the rest of the people were basically
that's exactly what happened.
And they kind of just did this at your guys' expense, because this has been part of your life for for so many years.
I was stoned.
There you go.
I was completely wasted, man.
Yeah.
This contradicts other reports that no, we weren't on any drugs.
So, and I want to get into that too. So, you guys pull up there and Travis gets out. What is it that exactly that you saw? Because I know in like Travis's book, and then of course Fire in the Sky wasn't really even accurate at all. But like in Paranormal Witness, Travis is describing this giant UFO sitting right there, and that's not really what was there, was it?
Well, in the book, it says that
here come the inconsistencies.
Straws, right?
Mm-hmm.
To take the polygraph test, and that's not true. And I've been telling Travis for years. Back in the day, they had home phones, no cell phones, and they came up with the answer machine that you hook up to your phone. You're not old enough for this, but anyway, he has messages of me leaving him messages, and I've called him every name in the book except the white boy.
Yeah. And it seems like you and Travis have kind of been at odds, for quite a while. And I can understand why.
I slept with Dana on a football field in Snowflake before I even knew who Travis was.
Right.
And I didn't even know who Mike was. I didn't know none of those people were. I was the new kid in town.
All the people involved fighting with each other.
So it could have very easily been, hey,
Travis not happy. They're messing with his money train,
Steve and these other
gravy
people,
train,
and we can hoax them.
Stoned with chainsaws. Yeah, you never smoke up before you use a chainsaw. I won't. Or drink.
We didn't know he was going to take a polygraph. Yeah.
I've seen some good old boys around my cabin. They drink the whole time they're cutting firewood or running a splitter. You won't catch me near a beer doing.
It's just fingers. I know a lot of people are wondering, what exactly happened when Travis got out of the truck that night? He was
drugs and alien movies.
You said he was hit by a light, correct?
Yeah, he was stoned.
Yeah. Travis always says when he gets out, he goes straight up to it, and I've been saying for years, and you can find this.
That sounds like a good scam.
He went to the right.
Yeah.
So he was just as far away from it as we were.
Okay.
He wasn't any close to it because he walked it into an angle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then when Mike told me when the light came on, the beam, whatever you want to call it, when it hit him, the light was so bright that he tripped over a stick. That's how he fell.
Yeah, it didn't shoot him 10 feet back.
That wasn't part
tripped over a stick.
So who was in
And
that?
by the way, there's still somebody left to reveal. There had to be somebody in the fire tower running the lights and also shooting the beam at Travis to create the hoax. And I think someday we're going to get a revelation of who that person helping with the hoax was, and likely a friend or family member of Travis Walton.
That tower when that light came on?
I couldn't really tell you that, but if I was guessing, I would say it was Travis's brother.
Gotcha.
Because when we took off and left, we were at a T, but the truck was facing the opposite direction of the road.
Tripping with Chainsaws, another good name for a band.
So we were all out there, and Mike gets all excited and falls to the ground and stuff, and then a car goes by.
Good actor.
And there was two guys in it. I couldn't tell who were in the car, but they were going awful fast, And once the car went by, Mike decided to get up. So, to me, that was part of the plan.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, Mike's the one that told me all this. I mean, he told me about the cabin. He told me a few other things. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, so apparently,
Of course. Yep.
Travis hid in a cabin for 5 days.
So it was basically a fire tower that Travis walked up to, and I guess they left at 5, and then he knew when to go up to that.
Yeah, it was a tower.
And I imagine it might have been like, was it obscured by a lot of trees and everything? And kind of like, you said it was pitch black out there, right? So you guys really couldn't see very well what it was that you were looking at. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was really dark, and all you could see was...
Yeah, they're in the middle of the woods.
Was the top of it. You couldn't see the legs or anything.
Right. Being obscured by trees, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when Mike died, his daughter came out with that paper. Well, not paper, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And wrote that he said it was all a hoax.
Yes, he did.
But I believe the sons know more than the daughter does, than the daughters do.
Drugging and bad trips. Yes.
Yeah, I know they said they were going to reveal a lot more of what Mike told them at a later date. Obviously.
Yeah, and by the way, Mike Rogers' family have said that they're going to come out and expose more of the scam hoax, but they have yet to do that, and there's no word on when they're actually going to do that. I've tried to contact the family of Mike Rogers, but haven't gotten any reply back so far. I've offered them interviews, and I'd like to bring more of the story out. We've covered this hoax coming crashing down more than anybody on YouTube.
So we don't know if or when that'll ever happen. I hope so. So at least his daughter said that
they wanted to get out of working. Could be.
Later date.
You ever cut trees down all day? It sucks. I'm doing it myself, building a cabin. Not fun work and dangerous.
Yeah. Yep. So I hope that somebody does.
True Believer still convinced. Yeah.
Somebody sent that to me.
Oh yeah. Right.
Travis, nobody can make a move without somebody sending me something.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, and not only that, but I guess Mike admitted to some filmmaker that it was also a hoax too, because I guess they were trying to do like a remake of Fire in the Sky, and Mike said it was all made up. So that's not only.
Ryan? You talking about Ryan?
I think so.
Yeah, that's the guy who...
I heard the audio of it. Mike was...
Ryan Gordon. He was a gay porn producer. He made gay porn before he decided he would cash in on UFOs, and that didn't go so well for him. You may remember he was on my show drinking straight vodka in his underwear and screaming and stuff, but then he threatened me legally to take the video down.
Saying that, oh yeah, this was all a hoax. It didn't really happen. There was no UFO there. So with Mike saying that then, and then Mike saying that now, and Mike telling you that, I mean, I guess really, everybody can just put the pieces together, and figure out that, yeah, unfortunately, you guys were the victim of a hoax. And that really sucks for you because that's something that's been following you around for a lot of years. You were chased around by Philip Glass, I remember you telling me too, for years.
Yeah,
He,
that's interesting. Philip Clay
he,
apparently offered money for them to admit
a
it was a
cop named
hoax.
Jim Click in Taylor, Arizona, right after I got married, because I got married the following February, you know, and this is how close we were. I got married and I didn't invite none of them guys to the wedding.
Well, that's interesting.
Not one of them guys. I
Couldn't have been very close with them if you didn't even invite them to the
But
wedding.
anyway, we were living in a trailer in Taylor, and Taylor's next door to Snowflake, and it was on a dirt road, and you could see the traffic coming, you know, because you're the only one on this dirt road.
Yeah.
And it's probably all houses by now, but the ex-wife says, "Hey, the cops are coming up to the door. What'd you do wrong this time?" You know, she thought I did something wrong. So he comes to the door and says, "This guy named Philip Glass said he'd offer you $10,000
Oh,
if
10,000.
you come out and say it's a hoax," you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the time, I just thought this guy was a news reporter or something, you know.
Right.
I didn't know who he was. We didn't have the internet back then.
No.
We couldn't type somebody's name in and see who he was, you know.
Yeah, and that kind of
So-
debunking. I like people who are skeptical and debunk fake stories, but to offer participants in a story $10,000, it's kind of like a bribe, right? Like even if they thought the story was true for 10 grand, they might just say it was a hoax. Troll is here with one for the goal. Speaking of chainsaws, can you juggle them running? How many? No. I only run one at a time, and I do not ever juggle them. No, not a good idea, right? But I was joking. I see people at my cabin that are working on their winter firewood. They're drinking like crazy while they're doing the firewood, cutting with a chainsaw, and then splitting with a big mechanical splitter. No, not me, troll. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and big support of the show. Troll. Always making it rain up in here. All right, praise the cash, my friends. Checking in on the kick. Nothing to call out over there yet. Holy man, my kick paycheck is just vanishing before my eyes, and we've only got today is the last day to get that kick paycheck. I only need $300 to get my usual kick paycheck. Maybe somebody will drop a dono bomb, right? 10K is what Abby Loeb charges to speak at a convention. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Abby Loeb is a piece of shit, grifter, scumbag. And don't get me started on Abby Loeb.
So I just blew it off, you know, and then I moved to Texas, and he would call me. The first time he called me was the day. Well, actually, it's the day after Alvis died. Because the day Alvis died, nobody knew. They didn't know until the next day. So I'm at the swimming pool. I'm working 4 to 12, and it's morning time, and morning, afternoon, kind of before I went to work. I'm in the swimming pool, and then the ex-wife hollers out the door because the swimming pool is in the middle of the apartments, and she goes, "Some guy's on the phone wants to talk to you." So I got out of the pool and started walking to the house, and it came on the radio because they were playing their music at the pool and everything, and it said that Alvis died. That's how I remember the exact time when he.
That's interesting. It's kind of like everybody knows what happened, where they were on 9/11. Everybody remembers where they were if they were alive when Elvis died. Same for John Lennon.
On my Facebook.
Yep.
That's what that's talking about.
Oh,
but
yeah. Okay.
Singing,
Right.
You're thinking I'm talking about Elvis because it's Elvis, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of all the classics too. You know, you can't go wrong with all the classics. Best music ever.
Elvis was the king.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care what he did.
100%. I agree with you, Steve. Yeah, it's it had been a while since we had talked, and then when I saw the news break, I was just like, man, I really got to get a hold of you and figure out what's going on here. Could
Yeah, good for
imagine.
him getting the
Were you
interview.
upset when you found out that
It's important we
that
establish that
Mike,
this guy is saying it's a hoax now.
had admitted that it was a hoax, or that his family was coming out, or
Yeah, why would I be upset?
Oh, I don't know. I
knew it was coming.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. Right.
He told me he was going to admit it before.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the reason he got all mad at me. He told me the truth, and then he grew regret it. I didn't even say that word. And telling me, right?
Yeah.
So, because he knew that I was going to use it against him.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and I know a little while ago, when Mike had mentioned that it was a hoax, I think Travis said, I don't want this to come out. It'll ruin all my years of work. And I'm like, years of what?
His work pushing a lie. Yeah, his work pushing a lie.
And Travis has not yet spoken about it either since all this has come out. And I know there's been several, channels that have been kind of talking about this now too, which is really why I really wanted to kind of just get your perspective on this. Just what happened. It's amazing that, he was able to do this for so long. That's what amazes me, really.
It is kind of amazing. He kept it going this long.
Yeah, that he was able to pull this off for so long.
That's because they didn't have the internet back then.
Right. That makes sense.
And then when it did come out, everybody believed him. It's the movie and everything.
Yeah.
That's
right. Which wasn't accurate at all. The movie was not even accurate to Travis's book.
No,
they took a lot of dramatic liberties with that Hollywood movie.
That movie was in 94, 93, something like that. I was in a truck stop in Roswell. You know where the Flying J is in Roswell?
I do.
Not Roswell. No. I got Roswell in mind.
I've been to Roswell, so there's a Flying J over there. I used to drive through there when I drove, driving for the other company I did.
Well, I want to make sure I don't say Roswell because people are going to say, hey, now he's saying this, and then he said that.
Right.
I was in Barstow, California.
Okay.
You know where the Flying J is in Barstow?
Barstow.
There's a bunch of truck stuff right there.
And I go through San Bernardino when I go up through California.
Oh, okay. But anyway, I was in there.
Interesting to hear his perspective of what he thought of the movie.
I was getting fuel, and I was heading back to.
I'm sorry, I almost missed that one. Look at that. Charles McDonald is here with a big 5 Truth Seekers memberships. And remember earlier where I said, please smash the subscribe button. It really does. It's a huge boost to our channel. We're starting to get recommended. We're starting to pass that threshold where YouTube goes, oh, this guy's got almost 25,000 subscribers. He must make decent content. He's getting, a lot of return viewers, more people subscribing. So they're starting to recommend our videos more on people's home pages. So you're hitting that subscribe button is a huge boost to us. Tells YouTube we make good content. They can recommend it to others. Maybe we could get over the summer slump. And also, a selfish reason you should hit that subscribe button is because when a kind and generous friend of the show, big friend of the show, Charles McDonald here, gifts these memberships, you too could win one. YouTube randomly gives them out to people who are in the live chat, but not yet channel members, but are subscribers. So thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity and big support of the show. Charles McDonald, the MVP of gifting these memberships. Thank you, Charles McDonald, and praise the cash, bitches.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
All right, thank you. Big shout out to Charles McDonald. Thank you, Charles McDonald. Always happy to see him. Dropping the dono bombs, keeping us going.
Because that's where I worked. That's where I got my CDL. It was in Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
So the first
Oh well, welcome,
But I was
Appaloosa
getting
Medusa.
fuel,
That's a mouthful.
and I
Great
went.
user
I paid
ID.
for the fuel.
And
Went to the
welcome. Love to
bathroom,
see some new
and
viewers in the live
I
chat,
came out.
especially when they hit that
Going to
subscribe
the
button.
TV room. You know, hotels have TV
By
rooms.
the way, if you become a follower of our Kick channel during the live broadcast, I give you a big shout out and thank you. And if you become a subscriber during the live broadcast on YouTube, I give you a big shout out and thank you. Just write in the live chat, I just subscribed, all capital letters, and get your big shout out and thank you. So subscribe on our YouTube channel, give you a big shout out. Follow us on Kick, kick.com/Truth Seeker Show. I see it in my activity feed, give you a big shout out. And thank you all for the big support. It's not always about throwing money at us. You could throw a sub our way and help us tremendously. Please do that.
Oh yeah.
And there was Travis on the screen talking about the movie Fire in the Sky.
I remember
I
you
was
telling
a-
me about this. Yes, right.
I
You
was
found
a
it.
day and a half early.
He didn't even know they were making a movie until he
I
heard
never
saw
stopped.
Travis on TV.
They made a movie about this shit. I didn't need drugs to stay awake.
Right. Heck of a way to find out that.
My pleasure.
something
Welcome.
That you
Check
had,
out our
I guess, hadn't
archive.
been
We've
a
got
part
tons
was
of
all of a sudden
shows
becoming a
like
movie,
this.
You know,
Peeling
Yeah.
back the
Yeah.
layers of deception.
probably.
And then when I did come out, they wanted me to stick with the book.
Mhm.
You have to go along with the book. you
Yeah.
know?
Okay, so they told you to
So-
go along with the book.
Somebody that's telling the truth is not telling an original witness to just go along with the book. That sounds like somebody that's just trying to sell a book.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Travis wanted me to go along with the book, and finally I had enough. I said, "Hey man, this is bullshit. You know it's bullshit." And then after Paranormal Witness came out,
Yep.
they proved I was right. All the stuff I've been telling Travis about the book being wrong, about we drew straws, we didn't draw straws.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted
A lot of
my ass.
inconsistencies.
I was the quiet one, the youngest one, and they came after me.
Yeah.
They wanted me because they thought I was going to crack under the pressure.
Right. Yeah. Wow. This is just
Yeah.
very.
But I've been telling Travis this for years. That in Paranormal Witness,
Nice
came
that
out
they're
and
trying to get him to go along with the
Autograph
story
guy,
they were already
he-
selling,
He
right?
even said it.
Red flag, big red flag.
We came after Steve. If you watch those documentaries, he'll come out and say it. We came after him for a reason. He was the youngest one, and I've been trying to tell Travis that for years, and
Right.
he still wouldn't change the book.
Right.
He liked it. He liked it that I look like the pussy in the book.
Yeah. That's.
You look like a pussy in the book. Wow.
Geez, I don't know what
Nice.
to quite say to that because it's just Travis had, he wrote something.
He's been slandering my name for 50 years.
I know. That's what I was just gonna say because I've known you for what is it about 12 years now, maybe a little
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen periodically, and I think because it's just my opinion. I think because maybe Travis knows that you know the real story, and he's probably afraid of you. He's afraid that
Yeah,
you're
of
going to
course.
tell people the truth. But hey, Mike Rogers apparently did, and now you're confirming what Mike Rogers is saying too. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
something else.
yeah.
Now we've got two witnesses
Well, he
confirming it's all a
was
hoax.
I mean,
well, and that's
and John Goulet, he died. a while
yeah.
back.
I knew
He
John
never
too.
wanted to cause any trouble because he's related to both of them.
Right.
They're all related. I mean, they're not related. Their
Right.
kids are related.
Right.
Okay.
John was
They
such a
married
nice
si-
guy. I really like John.
John was a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
A lousy drunk though.
Aren't we all?
He was a complete. Oh yeah, he used to call me up 3:00 in the morning, all drunk and calling me names and stuff. Take out his anger out on me. And
Yeah.
then 3 or 4
Well, that's
days
fun.
would pass, and he'd call sober and say, "I'm sorry, bro. I needed somebody to scream at. Why
Yeah.
is it always me?"
Why is it always me? Right. Yeah. John was a lot of fun to talk to. I really enjoyed talking to him too. I remember, he was, when it came to the whole thing, he was always just so unsure about it. And I know John was like, he goes, I'm just so tired of talking about it,
I can imagine 50
but,
years
John,
of people
he for
asking you
years
about
was
this
just,
alien
I guess
abduction
like
case.
everybody else that were the victims of this, he was always just unsure about what happened. and rightfully so, you know, because it's not the way that Travis portrayed it in his book, or even in what was portrayed in Paranormal Witness.
John told Travis. 2000, when me and John first went to conference, was in Arizona.
Right.
And John and me told him right then and there, you know, this didn't happen. Even John Gillette told him the book was wrong.
Imagine Travis trying to coordinate these people to just back up his story and not contradict him.
I mean, I got proof now that the book is wrong.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know? Read the first. Don't buy the book. Look it up on the internet, but read the first 5 days about us, and then watch Paranormal Witness.
Right. Paranormal Witness was a little bit more accurate, I guess, to what had transpired before and afterwards, because they portrayed that, I think, pretty well.
They're the best one.
Yeah, I think so too. They really were. But of course, you know, then you've got this, you know, Travis's part where this giant UFO.
You're probably right. I'm sure there is one somewhere.
I guess I get always really hung up on. And a lot of people have been messaging me about, because I'm like, well, that's not what was there. That's just what's being portrayed, you know. I think even at one point, John actually said that it was just sitting there. It was still. And I'm like, well, that makes sense, because if it was a fire tower, it ain't going to move anywhere.
Yeah. Just a fire tower.
Right. That's exactly where I was getting at with all this.
Yeah, and even John told you that.
Yeah, 100%. That's why he's like, I don't really think that's what it was.
That was part of Mike's story. So Travis wanted to keep with the book, you know.
Right. Of course he did. You know, right.
Yeah, because he's selling the book.
I would really like to know what Travis has to say about all this.
Yeah, he hasn't publicly commented about all this coming out.
I guess he had said that he just confessed now because, you know, he felt that he would have gotten in trouble had he done this sooner or before, you know.
Over Christians, he was dying. He wanted to confess his sins.
Right. And I'm really glad that he did.
That's what some people out there that in ufology that are not Christians, they don't realize this, that Christian people, when they die, they're going to confess their sins.
Yeah, that's very true. You have to clear your conscience before you go.
I'm really glad that he did, because, you know, there's Alan Dallas passed away quite a while ago.
By the way, I've updated the description of this video with a link to the original video, because some people are like, oh, why are you talking over this? I want to hear it. Well, we're doing commentary. If you want to hear it without me interjecting, the link is in the description of this video or podcast.
So,
and I'll add I'm going to add our previous coverage of the Travis Walton coverage of this all being a hoax to the description of the video as well.
I remember when he died.
Now while we listen.
I remember hearing about when he died too.
He was in his pickup. I think it was a pickup. But anyway, he was hauling a trailer, go cut some firewood, right? He had his chainsaw and everything, and he was at a red light, and I think it was Prescott, somewhere up there in Arizona. When he got to the red light turned for him to go, but he never moved. So other people were noticing that, and they went up there. And time the ambulance got there, he was already dead. He was leaning against the steering wheel.
Oh no! Yeah, jeez.
Alan Dallas was a good dude.
Yeah, I know, and they always showed how he was at odds with Travis. Last time I
seen him, we were in the county jail together.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. And I kind of wanted to get into a little bit of, like, after you guys left, I think I'd asked you earlier, but you know, like, how many people actually were in the truck that, you know, thought, hey, was that really a UFO? What was that we actually saw? Because I don't even know if Alan Dallas believed it.
I've never talked to Kenny. Never.
Never.
I'd stayed away from that Mormon. Like, I'd never talked to him.
Yeah.
He was a little bit different.
Right.
But anyway, as far as John goes,
Arlene is sharing our Discord too. Please join over there.
You see those pictures?
Yeah.
That's when I saw him. Just to take them pictures. In that picture they took us, we're all wearing a hard hat.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the same hard hat.
It was?
Didn't have hard hats. Yeah. Travis had to buy a hard hat, and I told Travis, I don't want to wear this hard hat. Well, if you don't wear your heart out, you're gonna be in the books. Now they have a sign.
See how he's manipulating these people? Jeez. You got to wear the hat. Did I say?
Hollywood, that really pissed me off. When I saw that and they changed my name.
Oh yeah, in the Fire in the Sky movie, right? Because Henry Thomas played the character.
They said they couldn't find me, but that's bullshit. Travis says, "Well, we didn't know your first name," and that's bullshit.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Travis.
Jennifer Stein solved that little problem for me, because if you watch hers, it shows all of us signing the agreement for Travis for the book, and it shows my first name.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah. Right. Why would they change his name in the movie? That's weird.
You can't. I cannot use my middle name as a signature. I have to do what your ID. You can't either. You have to sign away your ID is. Right. You know.
Yep.
I have added our previous coverage of this exposed hoax in the description of the video.
You remember when you were on my friend's podcast, and I was going to bring this up, and then after
the Discord is fun. You can chat with like-minded truth seekers all over the world 24/7. There's all different sections, and it's a
Travis
great
was
resource.
A damn liar.
Oh man, I always say that. People.
Yeah, yeah. So for anybody out there, like, I'm just putting that out there. I know firsthand, and that was about 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah, it's a little dry, but they could have done this in 20 minutes.
She died in 2017. Yeah. So it was before my late wife died.
Right. It was before that. Right.
So it had to be like 2016 or something.
I think it was, because I was still living in Kentucky at the time. And my friend Marty had his podcast or his radio show, and then we interviewed you on there. But yeah, that was quite a while ago.
Because remember, me and the wife, we met you at the restaurant with your whole family.
Right. And and we had you on the podcast, my friend's podcast. It was like maybe a year or two prior to that. So yeah. So I was always remembered you saying that. So I just wanted to, let
it does appear
know
that this guy, Steve Pierce, is like holding back. He's going to tell more of the story on this guy's podcast on the next episode or whatever. So a little disappointing. Why not just drop all the information in one video? But maybe we'll cover that as well.
I've tell people this for quite a long time.
When people say, "Well, what'd you get in it for then? If you didn't believe it?" My daughter is the one that wanted me to get in it.
Yep.
Because when I broke my neck, I was home healing, and my neck's all bolted together.
Oh,
here to see this.
Yeah, my aunt's is the same way. I know. Yeah.
My 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vertebrae is all metal. It's all one piece of metal.
Wow.
The X-ray.
I love old guys. Like,
wow. Goodness gracious. Well,
anyway, I'm home, right? And we get the movie, and I told my daughter, "That's me. Prove it. I don't believe you." And like everybody else, I don't believe you.
Right, I know.
When this first happened, they didn't believe us that Travis was alive. The first 5 days, everybody thought we killed him.
Right. That's interesting.
That. And then when Travis came back, they thought we were lying about that.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, I'm lying about something.
I know, right? And I think that's why I was trying to really tell a lot of people, is that you guys were the victims of this, and I think that they were probably more involved.
Oh, that's a good point.
Other than just Mike and Travis.
I should mention that the last time a bunch of stuff came out proving it was a complete and total hoax, Jimmy Church had Travis Walton on his show to defend him, and everybody thought that Travis Walton was going to address the accusations, but they didn't. Jimmy Church says, "Oh, I don't need to hear. I believe you, Travis Walton. Yeah, you believe any scammer. You can make $1 off of Jimmy Church, you slimeball, greaseball, despicable, garbage peddling scumbag." But it is what it is. Jimmy Church is going to do what Jimmy Church does, and that is sell fake stories to morons. Because if you listen to Jimmy Church, you're a moron. You may be retarded if you listen to Jimmy Church unironically.
Well, Mike wrote the first 5 days, and according to Mike, the alien part wasn't supposed to be in there. That's something Travis put in.
Only took 30 years of waiting for you to get to the truth.
That makes sense.
That's right. Suffer, Jimmy Church, you greaseball, slime ball.
That's why we do these interviews, to get stuff like that.
By the way, I could thank him for all the doxing of me because he got my address from a legal situation, and then he gave it to all the fucking grifters. Thanks, Jimmy Church, you piece of shit. People threatening my family, put my address in my comments. You know it all came from you, Jimmy Church, you dirtball, scumbag, grifter.
And they said, you got radiation on your hard hat. Mike says, hey, check out the hard hats,
Mm-hmm.
And then the guys disappear. Well, Mike should have went to Sheriff Gillespie because Gillespie had the same kind of stuff there too,
Mm-hmm.
and he was ahead of the, but he didn't. So that he made that all up.
I kind of wondered that too, because I'm like, where are these two random guys come out? Nobody questioned them. Nobody talked to them. They scanned for radiation. Then they just leave into oblivion, I didn't buy that at all either. I really didn't.
Another red flag.
You see the truck, right? It has plywood on the side of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. If there was radiation on the hard hats that we never wore, how come there wasn't radiation on the chainsaws?
Lane Walls is here. Welcome.
And by the way, it would be on everything.
And how did the radiation?
Right.
I just suddenly realized Lane Walls sent 5 beers. And my wife loves it when people send me beers on Buy Me a Coffee. I don't drink coffee, so that's beer money. My wife loves it when you guys send beer money. No, she doesn't like it. But I like it. So praise the cash. Thank you, Lane Walls.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
Praise the cash and praise the free beer money. Thank you, Elaine Walls.
Get through the plywood. Did it go over the plywood, around the plywood, under the plywood?
Right. Right. I know, and that's the thing is there's just so many questions, but and I'm definitely gonna have you back on and talk about a lot more because this is
that sounds like fun. Softball
this story
game.
Was one of the most well-known
good have a good time,
alien abduction stories. And for the truth to finally be coming out now, this is it's pretty monumental. It really is.
I know. I got people telling me, I believe this story since I was a kid.
I'm gonna confess, I did too.
I once believed the story was real.
If it was a hoax, then,
because they sell it only giving you half of the story. Once you hear the other half of the story, the story's probably not true.
That's the only way that I could think about it, and that's exactly what it was.
Now, tell me, have you any proof at all that gray aliens are on the Earth?
I don't.
You have any pictures?
Yeah, I don't have anything, and
good point.
Does the government show us anything?
Yeah, I think it's great to hear from one of the original witnesses now admitting, it was a hoax. But even he was one of the people.
They got better video than
they manipulated him into
helping
tell the story.
So my whole thing is that I do believe there's something out there. We probably do have something, but the problem with this,
I just think it might be real too.
I believe there's something out there.
Me too. I do too.
And by the way,
it's
just as a science fiction story, that movie Fire in the Sky is a great movie. I think if they just put that out as fiction, it would still be a great movie. But the hook to selling the movie was this is based on a true story. And we now know it wasn't a true story. It was a fake story. Sounded too far-fetched, but supposedly had witnesses. Yeah, but now all the witnesses are coming out and saying it was all fake. It was a hoax designed to make money for Travis Walton and Mike Rogers.
There was no grays.
Yeah.
On that.
Well, and I think that's the problem with this particular subject is that
it is a cool movie. Yeah, I think that movie's great.
You really have to
but I didn't believe the story was true.
What's true and what's not true, which is why.
But it's a great story of how an alien abduction might go.
And
right?
you're my first guest, so I'm really glad that I was able to get you on.
Well, you got to remember this in
Ooh.
92 when the
Whoa,
movie came out,
gosh.
there was no internet.
No, right.
So everybody believed in the movie. And time I came aboard in 2010, got a hold of Travis and came out into that conference in 11/11/11, the story was already out there. So nobody was going to believe me if I told them it wasn't true.
Right. I know.
You know,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing people attack you on Facebook saying, "Oh, this is true, and I'm like, "But Steve was there, you weren't, so you can't tell him whether it's true or not true." You know. So it kind of baffles me.
Well, I wanted it to be true.
Well, yeah, and again,
Pardon
I do believe there's something out there. I do believe there's something unknown in the skies. You know, but when it comes to, you know, this particular subject, it's just there's so much gaslighting going on, you know, so you really just have to kind of get through everything to figure out what's true and what's not true, you know.
Can you get on my Facebook?
And unfortunately, this one is coming crashing
I may not
down.
be able to right now on the call.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I wanted you to, because on my Facebook, I showed how Mike drove, how he did it.
Right. I think I remember seeing the it was the little AI clip, right?
No, it was just a picture of me.
It was a picture. Yeah, it was a picture.
It's just a picture.
Okay.
Picture of me with a UFO behind me. It's a fake picture, but you know. But anyway, if you read that, it tells you exactly how Mike did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Right.
he's
And
laying out
something
exactly
that
how the
my,
hoax worked,
My friend Devin brought up
which
too
is interesting.
is that Mike seemed like he was creating more of a spectacle about it. Like, oh, it's chasing us. And I remember, I think it was either you or John
good
said,
point,
like, you know,
Betty.
we didn't look back when we were driving off. Like, nobody looked back.
Yes, he
So,
watched the show about
you know,
Betty and Barney
it's
Hill the
like,
night before he was
there was, you know, it
abducted
wasn't
by aliens.
obviously it
That's
wasn't
a red
chasing you because it was
flag,
a fire
right?
tower, but you know, it looked like Mike was just trying to create more of a
Yeah.
panic, you know, in the moment.
He was trying to get us scared. Even the guys at National Enquirer.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when a
Actually,
National
Eddie,
Enquirer doesn't
he
believe a
even
bullshit
said, remember,
story.
it was a UFO, right? And then then he got a room at the motel there in Snowflake, and we'd be going over there every morning. He'd give us cash to keep quiet. Here's some cash. Don't say anything to anybody.
Wow.
You know.
Wow, so he's
he'd also
paying
say, hey,
the witnesses
remember,
to
you saw the
manipulate them.
UFO.
Yep.
Remember,
Somebody telling the
you saw
truth with a real story is not
Right.
paying
And
witnesses
Travis
to
was
keep
on
their
that
mouth
game
shut.
show and he failed that too. I'm just like, you know, everybody seems like they're kind of just building a narrative, you know, around this. And that's, I think, how it's gotten this far for so long.
Well, when this first happened,
Yep, National Enquirer needed a story.
Him a polygraph guy to give him a polygraph test, and he flunked it.
Yeah, right.
And
he flunked it.
And the guy said that the National Enquirer told him to keep it quiet. You know, that he flunked it.
Right.
Yeah, so the people selling the story covered up that he failed a polygraph. And that we heard at the beginning of the broadcast, that guy said it was the most, what was it, like the most egregious example of obvious lying that he'd ever seen in all of his time as being a polygraph. And he declared that the entire story was a hoax. Then the National Enquirer paid him off to keep his mouth shut and don't tell anybody about the polygraph. And he did for years. Later, he would tell the truth about it.
It's really amazing.
And the only one that he's passed, he's taken 3 that I can find out.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken 3, but the one he did pass, what I heard is he gave that guy the questions to ask him.
Oh, okay.
Several.
So
He
I
failed
can give
several
you questions.
polygraphs.
You can ask me.
One on national
I bet you I can
television,
pass
one
it.
administered
Yep.
by the National Enquirer.
Yep.
I put all that information at the
Absolutely.
beginning of the
I know
broadcast.
my
if you're curious
my
about the
friend Devin, my
details.
sound guy's over here looking at me going, yep.
Oh, there's somebody in the room there?
Yeah. He's the one that helped me with everything, the podcast. He's
Well, tell him I said, hey.
yeah, Steve says, hey. Did you have any other questions for Steve? Devin?
Not at the moment. I'm pretty excited about the next.
About the next one?
Yeah. That's where I want to have a few more questions.
Okay, cool. Right. Yeah.
So let's
So is there anything else you want to add, Steve? I know, I think Devin's going to write down some questions for you for our next one. We can get into a lot more we can get into really the meat and potatoes of it and the details of a lot of different things and a few other things that you know.
I want to talk about Skinwalker Ranch too next time.
Yeah, right. We could talk about that too. Absolutely. I know we discussed that a little bit too beforehand.
The only thing I don't know anything about is Area 51.
Right.
I've never had enough balls to go across that.
I know a lot of people do, and they end up getting arrested before they can get 5 steps in. You know.
But Skinwalker Ranch, I've been all over that place.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I had nothing to do with the government. You know.
Right.
Hey, I'm scared of the government.
Aren't we all?
I'm not going to go in no Area 51 and.
No, I mean those guys have got machine guns and they're ordered shoot to kill. You know, you can't cross.
Well, me and Travis went to Area 51 and they had us surrounded, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
We went right to the. You could go.
Well, that's
right
interesting
right
as
to
well.
a line where it tells you to stop on the dirt
Right.
road, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden there was one white pickup, you know.
Yeah, it sits right up there on the hill.
Out there on the hill, man.
Yep.
They were just sitting there watching.
Yeah.
Then they followed the path.
Oh yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, my mom used to get that too.
They announced it.
Yeah.
So my early childhood was reading the alien stories in Inquirer. Maybe that's why I'm here. Part of why I'm here.
Well, Steve, is there anything else that you wanted to add here today? Of just about anything?
No, let's leave this and see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, let's leave this one and do another podcast because we got to stretch this out so that well, I can't blame the show host. I think they could have covered this whole thing in 1 hour. This is almost an hour, but now he's got more stuff to expose in a future episode with this gentleman podcaster, who again is called Crow's Fact or Fiction. I think it's kind of a new deal that he just set up just to do these interviews. I'm not familiar with him, and pardon me.
Should we get any? Then when you can cut this part out.
Yeah, I can edit anything out, so we can. Yeah.
When do you think that? Next Tuesday?
Yeah, we can do another one next Tuesday. I know once we're done here today, then I can go through and edit it. So, and then put this one out maybe tomorrow, and then we can do another one on Tuesday. So,
can I see it before you?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'll send you the raw files.
All right, so that's pretty much it for the interview. The rest is them talking about setting up the new interview. So let me know what you think in the comments. Does this conclusively prove that the famous Travis Walton alien abduction case is a hoax, or do you still believe that it may be real? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the live chat. We're going to cut the video here, and we'll take some comments and questions from the live chat. I think Travis did it for the chicks. Well, he did marry a girl shortly after this story, once he was fresh with book deal money, and he got a big check from the National Enquirer. Not sure how much he shared with the other so-called guests, right? This guy eats fried ball sacks. What? If he had only a few more teeth, he could be a whistleblower. Travis is finished, says Plan D. Right? The Broken Hip is here. Welcome, Broken Hip. So let me know in the live chat and leave a comment. And also be sure to smash the like button before you leave here today. It really is a huge boost to our channel. And I'll do the pitch one more time. We're trying to get to 25,000 subscribers. We still got a long way to go. So be sure, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, come and be a part of our interactive live chats. You are most welcome here. And John Padvey says, Stephen, I already knew because of that guy who hid on the watchtower. Your lady friend Charlie did great work. Your brother, thank you. Hugs. Yeah, everybody should check out Charlie Weiser, Like It Matters on Twitter. She's done an incredible amount of work breaking down how the hoax worked, how they hoaxed it, why they hoaxed it, the money. She followed the money trail, gives all the details of all the money Travis Walton has made over this completely and totally fake story. And it's kind of sad, like another one bites the dust. If we really get definitive proof that a few more of these, like Benny and Barty Hill and Whitley Strieber and a few other of the famous alien abduction cases are fake, I mean, it might be all there is for the alien abduction part of UFO land. Things are getting bad in UFO land. By the way, the UFO Twitter civil war is going on now. Apparently, Ross Coulthart has said that, surprise, surprise, Lou Elizondo is a disinformation agent, something I've been saying for, 8 years now or whatever. It's pretty funny. And it's so funny because these are both guys that have been caught selling completely and totally fake alien stories, and they're both pointing fingers at each other, saying he's the reason we haven't gotten disclosure, right? Yes, we did see it here. I've covered it previously on Truth Seekers. Absolutely. I can take my fair use banner down now. So I'm a little under time. I'll take some comments and questions from the live chat. If you guys want, put them in all capital letters. Blazing Mad. I'll give some shout outs to the Kick Live chat. Chunka Station is here. Moist Tasteless Pig Monster Real is over in the Kick Live chat. Plan 95 Rex Holes. Pig Monster Real is really blazing mad. Welcome to all of you just chatting in the Kick Live chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's Travis and Bob, two biggest liars. Yeah, we might cover that because it's just funny. Like two proven hoaxers are going to talk to each other, right? Great. Proven hoaxers are going to all chat together, two of them. And why should we care? And the person that's selling that, of course, doesn't tell you that they're two proven lying scumbag grifter scammer hoaxers. Right? But hey, we got them together to talk about aliens, so tune in so he can make a lot of money selling you bullshit and not giving you the whole story. And we've got Elaine Walls throwing a big one in, a big dono bomb for the goal. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. Much, much appreciated. And praise the cash, Elaine Walls. Thank God Almighty, fighting the summer slump. There's not only a slump of views, there's a slump of support every summer. Elaine Walls single-handedly fighting the summer slump of support. Thank you for your kindness.
You're watching Truth Seekers. Praise the cash, praise the cash.
Oh my God, seeing these are really old bumpers, Elaine Walls. That little cash clown's getting to be a big cash clown now. We're going to make some new bumpers. And Elaine Walls says, got to leave. Have a good night, everyone. Well, thank you for being here. And thank you for the tremendous support. Much, much appreciated. Broken Hip says, big ups, Pig Monster. Yes, Pig Monster is single-handedly holding down the Kick Live chat, right? No Bigfoot, fire in the sky, close encounters, etc. Maybe, yeah. I like it here already. I subbed and thumbs up. Great, thank you, Face of America YouTube. Good to see you here. And Arlene is reminding everybody, you can always send a PayPal to us at truthseekershow@gmail.com. If you do it during a live broadcast, I check in and I thank you. Otherwise, we read your PayPal on the very next live show. I always take a moment. I'm checking in with it right now to check in if there's any of the PayPal pledges to read out. I don't know. We're good on that right now. Well, I got a fee reversal, right? We do want to take a moment to thank Rustin Rourke, who dropped a big PayPal pledge recently of $150. Praise the cash. Thank you, Rustin Rourke.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
And Rourke is the MVP of the PayPal, and we love PayPal because we get to keep almost all of that. So if you got a big dono bomb to send, that's where you send it. And thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. I was covering the Mike Isaac Brazilian piranha guy who invented NOSM UFO and a mountain, camping lights, 2 million Instagram subs, and $100,000 money, all invented and debunked. Can you email that to me, your coverage at truthseekershow@gmail.com? Love to see it. I would love to see that. And thank you for helping to dispel the bullshit that's going around, right? So I think we've done our due diligence, and I apologize for the lack of shows this week. Had some family things to do last night. I will be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, but I'm thinking about, if I get up early enough, starting our daytime shows. We're going to be starting these every week. I say I'm going to do it. And every week I have the shows together now. So that's not the excuse anymore. Just getting up early enough. I get up early, check on my boy. And then if he's, okay, then I sometimes take a nap and wake up later. I'm on a different shift than most people, right? A later shift. Let me change here to our other branding so I can get us. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No place I would rather be. But for now, that's all I got for you, friends. So until next time, my name is Stephen Cambian. Good night, and God bless all of you.
Dark corners of the night, secrets hidden from the light. Whispers turn to screams, shattering all your dreams. Eyes wide open now, truth you can't disavow. Echoes through the halls, crashing all your walls. Truth seekers, exposing the truth. Truth seekers, coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes. Shadows try to hide, no place for them to bide. Light will pierce you through, reveal what is true.